Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things New York City and art, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, today I am so excited for this topic. I am going to be touching on the bags that I feel our icon, the fashion world's icon. Mary always calls her like the closest thing to an American princess. What bags Miss Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, I think, would approve of, or even dare I say wear today. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos 3 days a week, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, this video was sparked by this bag because it is one that I personally am obsessed with, okay? I will show you in just 1 second. I did kind of like cross-reference, I really want one, but I'm trying to save up for a Birkin or a hack, and so I got what I deem, allegedly, as the vintage inspiration, which possibly might have inspired it. Long story long, if you can get with me. I'm talking about none other than the Roe Cecily. Yes, the 2 different kinds, but I feel like I've seen, have I even seen the smaller one out? Not out and about in the wild or in any paparazzi shots, but the larger of the 2 Cecilys with the 2 pockets specifically, I've been seeing everywhere in every single it girl, and I'm jealous, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm jealous. This is the bag in question I was referencing to in that really poorly worded section just now. This is a vintage Prada satin tote bag. I'm obsessed with her. I've been wearing her during the evening especially, and I literally love it so much. I DIY'd this little Chinese knot tassel onto the top, or front rather, and I'm obsessed. And there is a bag, another vintage Prada, that I'm so sad I let slip out of my fingers. I already made 2 videos about it, so I won't talk about it again. But there's a vintage Prada bag that literally has the 2 pockets and then 2 tassels that I really feel must have been in the chat with the Roe design team while they were doing the Cecily. Literally since I saw the Cecily that, like lovely day when the Roe released their summer 2025 collection, literally the next day, Lauren Santo Domingo wore it at the Met Gala, and I was like, oh my God, I already know this is going to be one of the most favorite bags of this season. And since then, I've just been seeing more and more and more of my favorite, personal favorites. You know, the Roe girlies wear this bag, and I'm totally obsessed. I really feel like, especially I saw a photo of, honestly, I've seen several photos, but especially there's a photo of Kendall Jenner wearing it literally just yesterday, maybe a couple days after when you guys are seeing this, just yesterday, and I was like, oh, this would be something that I feel like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy would wear. Listen, disclaimer here, okay? Because some people go hard for Miss CBK, okay? The only expertise that I have on her is that I was raised in the same town as her, okay? Other than that, I feel like I'm a novice, so please don't come for me. So it's a bold statement to claim that she might purchase this bag today, you know, sadly, if she was still with us. And so I realize that that's a bold statement, but I feel strong enough in this item to say that. Please, all of you diehard fans, don't come for me too hard, but these 2 bags just go together. It's so simple, it's so minimal, it's really tiny. I tried it on in person, I'm obsessed. I literally, with my chest, can say I feel like she would have purchased this day of. And probably, to be really honest with you guys, I could probably make this an entirely dedicated video of what CBK would wear from the Roe. I literally think maybe I should do another. You guys can let me know. So I'm just going to touch on 2 other bags that I literally in my soul feel like, again, she would have purchased. That it's, what a missed opportunity, what a sad reality, because I really think that she probably would have loved the Roe so much. That is so sad. Again, I feel like they would have been friends. I don't know. Anyway, so I really feel like she would have loved the Roe. She would have worn the Roe. And a couple bags immediately came to mind. One I've talked about a lot, and I kind of can't believe that I don't have, but I've been looking for my perfect one. This is years old, so you guys who are fans will probably remember there was like just the tiniest, cutest little envelope bag that they've done variations on since, but it literally was an envelope with just the tiniest little button closure, and then the tiniest little thinnest, most dainty chain. Another bag that I feel I can say with my chest that CBK would have absolutely purchased. And honestly, I feel like maybe even the updated version that was an actual shoulder bag with a leather strap, I feel like I can again confidently say that would be such a good style moment with her like minimal, can we call her style minimal? I don't know. With her really beautiful simplistic style yet very intentional style, I feel like this would be such a cute evening. Like honestly, she would wear this to a black tie event. Okay, are we ready for possibly the most random one? I'm getting scared that people are gonna come for my picks, but a couple weeks, maybe even like a month ago, I saw a TikTok and I was like, oh my God, here we go again, of like the hottest summer it bag you can barely buy, and it's from a really cool bougie market and a collab and only available in the Hamptons. A Land's End X Round Swamp Farm tote bag. Say that 3 times fast. Land's End, first of all, just like side note story, okay? Because again, I was raised in the same town that Carolyn Bessette Kennedy was, and listen, it just like childhood memory unlocked. My mom always had the Land's End like physical printout, whatever catalog that they sent. Definitely was a family, you know, like everybody had pieces from there. So anyway, childhood memory unlocked. They just did a collab with, of course, like a Hamptons exclusive market / farm. And I feel like, hear me out here, because again, the word viral and the word it bag does not go hand in hand with CBK. However, I feel like something along the lines, if we're going back to the time in the 90s when there absolutely was no social media, when we didn't even have, you know, screen phones in front of our faces constantly, I feel like she would have randomly just been shopping and randomly picked up that tote bag, not knowing that it was cool and that people wanted it. And I know that there's a logo, that's why people are gonna come for me, but I just feel like it would be like, oh yeah, I bought extra flowers today and I didn't even realize, and I needed something to literally just carry them home with, and then she would have just toted it around the vineyard or Nantucket. Okay, I'm dying because you know me and my like obsessiveness, and I totally just have to look at the new bags constantly from my top multiple favorite brands. And Bottega, I'm just interested to see what the last Matthew Blazy trickling in bags are. And I said, of course he gave us a banger as his last bloop little gift to us. I don't know if this is the No-Do bag. Is that how we pronounce it? I don't know, but this I'm obsessed with. I already talked about kind of its sister bag that's a similar, clearly we have a theme here. I love a good little envelope bag. I already talked about its sister, but this is a smooth leather version with a really interesting, like, why am I giving you guys a visual? With a really interesting crisscross. That was so stupid. The really interesting crisscross handle, like not just a regular strap, with 2 straps that are interwoven so that it gives it like a little bit of a visual interest. An interesting choice. I'd love to see it in person, but the bag itself, yes, again, maybe this is one that CBK wouldn't buy, but I feel like if you were wearing this at an event, she might give you a little wink and be like, yeah, that's pretty cute. Let's go with 2 more, again, quote unquote, affordable options, because everything is relative. These are still, you know, anything above $100, I feel like is still a consideration. 2 options that I am dying over. I just haven't been in person, but I think you guys can expect to see this in a haul, or I'll buy it online, but I'm honestly itching to have it that I think I need to even forego a discount online and get it in person from COS, because we know how obsessed I am. Literally, it's right next to me on the floor with my 1-for-1 dupe of the Row Organ tote from COS. I'm obsessed. I already wore it on the weekend for a little weekend trip for Father's Day. They just dropped, thank you to my friend Maison the Posh for sending it to me, because I didn't even know that this gorgeous little thing dropped. I love you so much, just by the way. Literally one of the most insane, incredible collections of the Row, so definitely, you know, give a little follow to our friend over here. It comes in 2 different sizes actually, so that's why I need to go in person. I'm not sure which one I need, but this bag is perfect. It is so good. Honestly, I have to feel what the nylon feels like, but again, the smaller version is I think $59 and the bigger one is $100. Like, you're getting such a sleek, minimal, very thorough coated tote for such a good deal. It's so simple, it's so chic, it's so minimal. I love the juxtaposition. Now I'm understanding why I'm putting so many envelope style bags in this video, because I love the juxtaposition of an envelope, like really flat bag, because it feels almost frivolous. It feels like such a luxury, like, you know, you can't like carry your entire life in there. It's only the things that are near and dear to your heart. And I kind of feel like CBK went either way. The extreme Birkin, we're wearing it for our literal workhorse everyday, throw your laptop these days, throw your laptop, throw literally everything in the kitchen sink in a Birkin bag, workhorse style silhouette, or literally bring a lipstick and that's it. I feel like that's very CBK coded, and so this is like the perfect option. Another one that I feel like she would have loved, again, even if it was just a wink across the room at yours if you have one. We know that I have some sort of weird fixation with this brand, so forgive me for talking about them constantly, but by Porto Studio. The original, maybe even the mini, the pouch, in either black or white. Do we see the vibes? I feel like she would have loved this. I personally love my multiple ones that I have. Oh, this one again. Maybe, I feel like because she did support so many independent brands, maybe this actually would be one in her closet, and I feel like they'd be friends. I don't even know. Call me crazy. I'm like making up entire stories here, but of course I need to add a Civet bag onto this list. Again, I'm a massive fan. I love my Slim Symmetry pochette. I've been wearing her. And I feel like she wouldn't have gone for the It bag, but she would have gone for this version. Honestly, she would have gone for a couple of versions. And so don't quote me on this, but I really love, it's actually just the Symmetry bag, not the pochette or the Slim. Charlotte Emily Sanders, our queen, mother, icon. We just love you so much over here. You are a constant inspiration. Charlotte, of anybody, is the person who people DM me being like, thank you. She is literally the most perfect, like, I don't know, she just has the most perfectly effortless style, and literally everybody is just as obsessed as I am, I feel. And she just got, long story short, sorry, I always have to have a love letter in my stories. Long story short, she just got this bag in white, and I was like, oh my God, she just knows her style so well, and I feel like this is very CBK approved. Another, I hope that I'm surprising you on this video, because I feel like I'm going a bit rogue. One thing that I feel like she would have loved that hasn't even released yet, okay, but we're getting like maybe in the next 6 to 8 weeks, getting pretty close to a style that is about to be released that I, again, have the vintage version of. This is a vintage Fendi. I'm calling it like vanity slash little mini trunk bag. I'm obsessed with this, and I bought this because I was so obsessed with the Victoria Beckham and the Hermes kind of updated version of this bag. And I really feel like she actually would have gone for the Victoria Beckham one because there's not an H logo on it. It's so chic, it's so cool. And I'm sorry, I need to do an entire video on this, but like, as I was looking, of course, doing my little research for these videos, I was like, Victoria Beckham does not get the credit that she deserves, because this last show, what's gonna be dropping in 2 months, I was like, girl, this is gorge. And so I feel like she would have supported good old Vicky B. And in addition to this is where we're getting really rogue, okay? I feel like she also would have liked this gigantic, like kind of floppy, but kind of actually really smart tote that has like some interesting design details, but it's still really minimal. It's not like the Saint Laurent tote with the gigantic Y, but I think it has a little nod to a V in there. I don't know, but I could see her, again, just like chucking everything in, making that a workhorse bag. This one, I'm just gonna go real bold, okay? Because here's where I think like the experts and the people who like study every single one of her outfits and have loved her for decades and followed her while she was with us still on this earth are gonna be like, no, she would have loved this. No, she would have loved this. And so Hermes of it all, okay? I'm a little bit scared to touch upon. However, I'm being bold today. I don't think that she would have worn this. However, you never know. We could see how her style would have developed. This is so morbid, I'm realizing, but we're gonna say this in positive ways. This is like fantasy land. just like thinking about how today have merged with her style, because yes, I meant to say it that way. She was an icon. The Hermes Maximor bag, Maximor, however we say that, that is still my favorite Hermes bag style, okay? The second you see me have just like a frivolous extra $7,000, she will be in my collection one day, okay? I'm obsessed with that bag. I feel like it is one of the coolest styles literally to ever exist. I'm obsessed. Yes, one day I will be needing one. That I feel like she would have, like she maybe would have tucked in the handle or done something kind of cool or worn it really casually, or again, just really loved it. It is one of the coolest bag styles that I've ever seen Hermes make, and it's so chic, it's so understated. I feel like nobody would know what it is. And then there's a gigantic horse bit. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm just putting this out here into the universe. Randomly also just throwing in a plume bag, another bag that I would totally take one day, but I feel like I would go either way, like either the biggest one in just like a simple black with silver hardware, or the little bitty tiny smaller one to then kind of like wear either to just like, oh yeah, we're just going out to dinner, or to a black tie event that's almost a little bit wrong for it. I feel like she could have pulled off the mini plume so beautifully. I am entirely obsessed with this mini little lady clasp bag from Saint Laurent that is new. Clearly, obviously vintage inspired, but this I feel is very CBK approved. I think there's even an exotic one. I was like, oh my God. It is just perfect. It's ladylike, it's simple, it's dainty. I am obsessed with this one. I was trying to think, but I think there was an ad for either Net-a-Porter or something where Elsa Hosk chose this bag. I could be wrong on who the creator was, but somebody chose this bag in like a little, you know, movement lookbook style situation. And I was like, yep, I see you, girl, okay? That is what I would have styled. And I feel it is approved by the Queen Mother icon. This again is a very bold category, okay? Because a lot of people say that Phoebe Philo ran so that the row could walk, and so maybe even more bold than my choices from the row. Maybe I should do an entire video, but I do feel as though, now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe there were things that weren't exactly aligned with her style, and so I feel like she would have picked and chose, however we say that, a little bit more than the row. The row, I feel like she could choose anything, but Phoebe for Celine, okay? I really feel like at least a few bags would have just resonated so much with Miss Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. And I am going to go so random, I would say almost unknown in this choice. Because yes, similarly, we could think the clasp bag, we could think my eyelet bag, we could think the eyelet bag that I happen to have one of. There's like the kind of more nuanced, a little bit lesser known Phoebe styles for Celine that I think she would have loved. There's one random one that I've literally never seen before. It is very similar to a tote. It's kind of like a hybrid of a couple styles that she did. It's a shoulder style with two of the like kind of signature metal details on either side and a flap. And then it's a little bit bulbous on the bottom. That one of all the ones, I feel like I really tried to think really hard about which one she would actually wear, or again, would do a little, that's cute. Is that the new Phoebe? Oh yeah, it's the like lesser known one. Oh, that's gorgeous. I feel like you could totally emanate, again, the Queen, if you go for a really archival, kind of random, kind of unknown Phoebe for Celine bag. And this one just like was an instant light bulb for me. I love this bag. And you guys, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, especially on this video, because this, I just can't wait to hear what we think of my choices. What would your top pick be from a bag that is either available today or is archival, but sadly came after Miss CBK's time? I genuinely am dying to know down below. Thank you as always for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.